What's poppin', you guys? You are now linked into another episode of House of Harlem Studio. We are running late, but we still on time, y'all. We have a couple of things that we wanted to discuss with you guys. So I want you guys to link in because we have a lot to talk about as usual. So much is going on in the world, and we just want to let you guys know what is happening. But if you haven't done so, make sure you guys subscribe. Tell a friend to tell another friend to tell another friend. We have some good news and not so good news. So make sure you hit that like button. Make sure that notification bell is always on because House of Harlem will always bring you that heat. So I'm just waiting to the stuff, to some people fill in because y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I do. I always have to make sure things make sense. And if it don't make sense, I'm always asking you guys for your opinion, advice, or expertise depending on the subject matter. And I know you guys are probably saying, what the hell is Kia talking about right now? But I'll put one little hint out there. Tupac. What in the hot pancakes is going on right now? I want to let you know that we do not do any discrimination on this channel. All right, we do not do any bullying on this channel, and we follow all community guidelines with YouTube. So, with that being said, you know how you gotta code some stuff, and you gotta speak Portuguese or Geechee or whatever the hell we gotta speak. That's what it's gonna be because we're gonna make sure we talk in codes sometimes in order to make sure that we don't get shut down. So, moderator, let me know, man. Let me know when people start flooding the building right now. I gotta get some things off my chest. We were having technical difficulties today, so excuse our tardiness. But, it happens sometimes. We've been around for over a year. I'm very proud of ourselves. I'm very proud of us, excuse me. And I want to celebrate down the road, We're going to celebrate pretty soon. We're going to celebrate House of Harlem TV, for sure. But before we get into the news and the gossip and the truth and the facts, we have a major event happening for the culture. And everyone within the states and the tri-state area should be at this event. This is for the culture. Juneteenth. If y'all Egros can celebrate the 4th of July with your picnics, you know what I'm saying? I can't even say it on this channel. That means that you guys can be present for an epic event on Juneteenth. We will have 40 plus vendors and many performances will be happening, okay? Some magical tricks and so many other things that will be happening on this very special day. This is our day for the culture. So we got to put this on the map. It's going to be litty. It's going to be epic. And of course, when you got Kia L in the building, it's going to be funny. So, moderator, where would this event be happening at? What's the location? What's the borough?
New York Arena, Queens, New York. Jamaica, Queens, to be exact.
Jamaica, Queens. Do you have any idea why? is that area called Jamaica, Queens? Would you know anything about the history of that?
Nope, not at all.
Did it start with the people from the islands? What's going on?
Could be.
I'm curious to know really quick. Like, well, what the hell's going on? To my New Yorkers, my New Yorkians. Yeah, this coon Como finally states that New York is at 70% vaccination rate, and now most, because we gotta be great, we gotta make sure we hear the okie dokie. Most of the city will be open. Most restrictions will be lifted. Huh? So we definitely have to dig into that a little bit and find out more about that. Because that sounds kind of like a little interesting to me. So what's popping, man? You know, shout out to everybody that's going to be in the building. Listen, man, we all we got. Am I my brother or sister's keeper? Remember that? Remember that movie? Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. Well, to keep it real, to be a realist, unfortunately, that doesn't apply to all our people, you know. So, you know, we in every tribe there's a sellout, there's an agent. You know, there's someone who, you know, just want to cause interruption in the movement, in the culture. You know, it's always going to be like that. It's always going to be that spoiled apple that just don't want to flourish, don't want to see their people flourish, you know, have some sense of jealousy, or just freaking not well in the head, unfortunately. So, it is what it is. So let me get this show started. I want to start this off by reading an article, guys. I want y'all to really hear what's going on here. You know, we got the First Amendment. We have certain amendments. We have our constitutional rights, as they would say. And now religion and beliefs are even being challenged, so to speak. So that's not that was always the safe go. And it's just very interesting to me how, you know, that has to be challenged. Your religion, your own beliefs have to be challenged. You can't even practice your beliefs, right? Your tradition. It's always being questioned. You always have to have some ruling in court based off of this and based off of that. People can come and say you're discriminating, although this is your religious belief. You know, your religious belief can go in and say there's discrimination. It's just like the moment in time that we're living in, everything is just upside down. There's no principles, there's no rules, there's no value, there's no blueprint, there's nothing. And to my understanding, because there's nothing, there's complete chaos, a tug of war. There's nothing, no foundation, nothing to stand on. There is a tug of war. Okay. Okay, let's read this. I'm like really in my thought right now. I'm just like really thinking. I'm in deep thought about everything that's transpiring, and y'all gotta let me know. Give me your opinion about this. According to CBS News, Supreme Court sides with Catholic foster care agency. So the foster care agency is Catholic. Shit, I didn't really realize, But anyway, now these are Catholics. Now I know when you guys hear that word Catholic, a lot of things run through your head because you think about the Pope, you think about the sexual abuse and allegations that a lot of children had come forth and express what has happened to them. You think about the Pope apologizing for it, so therefore that means you're admitting to certain actions happening. But check this out. Now, with all that the Catholic Church has been exposed of, listen to this story. Supreme Court sides with Catholic foster care agency. So this is an agency, though, that refused to work with same-sex couples. Well, I guess that's a win for them. The Supreme Court on Thursday sided with a Catholic foster care agency that was cut off by the city of Philadelphia from receiving foster care referrals because it refused to work with same-sex couples looking to serve as foster parents because of the agency's religious beliefs about marriage. So these people were taken to court. Same-sex couples is like, we're not trying to hear this. We have the right to be foster parents. We have the right to adopt. We have the right to, as within anyone else. The High Court unanimously ruled the city was wrong to end its foster care contract with the agency. So here the city comes in and just like, nah, we're not having it. You gonna do what we say or it's over. Catholic Social Services Chief Justice John Robert, writing for 6 of the justices, said that the city's refusal to contract with the foster care agency unless it agreed to certify same-sex couples as foster parent violated the First Amendment. Now, here's something that I know. So you have the city and you have the state, obviously we know that. So you have the foster care agency. So the agency is just a business, right? It came together, whatever business they're under, whether it was an LLC, trust, whatever it is. So the agency has to contract with the city, right? Or the county or the state, however they do that. That's why when certain situations happen, the city gets involved with the agency. So the agency is just like a holding corp or like a little third party. So the agencies get funded from the city. That's how they get their guap. That's how they get their money. All right? Just like jail, this is all like a hustling scheme. If you know, and y'all know what it is, right? So the foster care contract with the agency, Catholic Social Services Chief Justice John Roberts, writing for 6 of the justices, said that the city refusal to contract with the foster care agency unless it agreed to certify same-sex couples as foster parents violated the First Amendment. The dispute was the latest to come before the justices that pitted religious freedom against LGBT rights. Did y'all hear that? So, Robert said that it is plain that the city actions have burdened CSS religious exercise by putting it to the choice of curtailing its mission or approving relationships inconsistent with its belief, right? So this is our whole mission statement, right? And y'all forcing us to go against our beliefs, the whole mission to begin with. CSS seeks only an accommodation that will allow it to continue serving the children of Philadelphia in a manner consistent with its religious beliefs. It does not seek to impose those beliefs on anyone else, he said. The refusal of Philadelphia to contract with CSS for the provision of foster care services unless it agrees to certify same-sex couples, as foster parents cannot survive strict scrutiny and violates the First Amendment. The case before the court began in 2018, and when the city learned from a Philadelphia Inquirer reported that the two of the 30 agencies, two of 30, is contracted with to provide foster care services, Catholic Social Services, part of the Archdiocese of Philadelphia, and Bethany Christian Services had policies against certifying married sex couples as foster parents, citing religious objections to gay marriage. Now, it's only 2 out of 30 agencies, right? So, you got 28 agencies out there who literally are open to whatever. And you mean to tell me that y'all want to fight for these 2 little agencies who have their own personal beliefs to come in and disrupt and just change their policies? What kind of crazy stuff like that? Not only that, is a religious policy? That's completely crazy. Why not go to the other agencies, right? But can you just imagine what a lot of these children are falling subject to? Because, I mean, out of the 2, you got these 28 agencies that are just accepting anyone, okay? And I had read last year how a report came out where a lot of foster children are coming up missing. A lot of foster children are coming up missing. Someone kind of gave us a theory in our head that when they do all of these stages and these psyops and when they do these fake protests, a lot of them are those foster care children who are missing. Okay? Stuff is crazy. Stuff get really deep. Let me tell you something, man. The little that I've been able to see from the little small journalism that I do because of this show, I don't even think I can stomach a lot of stuff that's actually happening out there. But, anyway, let's stay focused. While Bethany Christian Services changes rules, Catholic Social Services left this policy in place. So, bitch ass, excuse my language, Bethany was like, all right, we'll do it. We need the money, we'll do it. But the other Catholic Social Services, they weren't playing. They're like, no, we're going to stick to what we believe in. There's no way in the world you're going to have us change the whole policy, our whole religious beliefs. You know what I'm saying? And our mission statement. That's what we are about. So, Philadelphia officials then halted referrals of foster children to Catholic Social Services. So they're playing, arguing that the agencies violated a decade-old city ordinance prohibiting discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. In response to the freeze, the foster care agencies and a group of foster parents filed suits arguing the move of Philadelphia official violated the First Amendment rights of freedom of religion and speech, and that the Third U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled in favor of the city and found it neutrally applied its non-discrimination policy. And Catholic Social Services, the appeal court said, we was not entitled to an exemption from the city law. In conclusion, with the Supreme Court rightward shift during former President Donald Trump's term, the justice seemed more poised to providing border protection for the religion rights and exemptions to the government anti-discrimination policies. And in its last term, the High Court in 3 different argued cases ruled in favor of the religious rights, siding in each with religious institutions. So the moral of the story is, man, stick to your guns and stand on your square. But that story, is just one of many ass backwards stuff that's really going on. I wanted to ask you guys a question. Although there is some truth and history behind Juneteenth, do y'all feel like right now that actual day is now being commercialized and everything that it stands for, it no longer exists? You know what I'm saying? what do y'all think about that? Because now people are capitalizing off of Juneteenth. I had seen that uh, a couple of headlines where they said Beyonce and Solange are actually one of the two spearheads to that kind of like funded that the holiday, well, funded it to be a national holiday. So, like, what do y'all think about that? It's like every time which we need to, make things serious, here comes the commercialized offers for something that should be serious. I don't know how you feel about that, but people are not too happy. They're saying stay focused. This Juneteenth is all another psyop, for control. And I just feel like, damn, I don't know if we're ever going to make it as a whole, because we just so easily swayed. We just so easily, like, we're brainwashed. And it's like we look forward to the brainwash. It's like being addicted to sugar, is an addiction. You gotta have it. You just gotta have it. So someone had made a statement that folks are so excited because they were pacified with the Juneteenth and whining about reparation. But, they said in the meantime, they're over there manifesting the Sarah and just Sarah. I was like, woo! This is what it's all about. That is what it's all about. So, I want to get into this. We got to get into a couple of things, but I want to get into this Tupac thing. This is ridiculous. And this is no shade towards, once again, no discrimination towards the LGBT or LGBTQ community, okay? Any community whatsoever. But at the same time, somebody has said that, like, even the gays are confused about what's going on with all the uproar about the LGBT community. I mean, listen, having a liking into the same sex is nothing new. We had it for centuries now. It's just that the extra stuff that people are trying to do is just beyond me. I've seen a show where you had a man who desired to be a woman. He felt like he should be a woman, and he, going through his stages of doing his sex change. And you had a woman who felt like she should be a man, going through her stages, getting her hormone injections and doing whatever she got to do to make her feel better. And on this show, they are in love with each other and dating each other. Now, I really want to know how y'all feel about that. Like, it's like ass backwards. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I think that's when it's too much. But if you're grown, I'm all for it. What I'm absolutely not for, and I'm not going to back down from, is no matter how a child feels, they have the right to feel how they feel. Whether they say, Mommy, hey, I want to do this. I want to, I want to look like a girl. I want to dress. I want to do whatever. Okay, fine. I'm not saying ignore those feelings. I'm not saying to observe and try to support. But what I disagree with is people trying to pass a law for as young as 7 years of age to have a sex change. Now, children, period, change their minds every 20 seconds. 1 minute my daughter liked tomatoes. Well, she'll never like tomatoes. 1 minute she liked this, the next minute she don't. And you mean to tell me that it doesn't matter how much the child may show you this is what they are siding with or this is what they want to be. You mean to tell me you would even think in your rabid mind to even allow the children or child to change, actually go through an operation, something that it like is going to traumatize them and they can never reverse really. Once you do it, it's like you can't go back. So, as a parent in making great decisions, you would at least want to wait till the child is really of age to really know what they're doing. They got to really know what they're doing before you just make a decision like that. I'm not down with that. I'm not down with that. And because I'm not down with that doesn't make me, doesn't make me hate the LGBT community by any way or chance or discriminating against them. This is fucking common sense in regards to raising children. I mean, I don't know what y'all think about that. Let me find this Tupac story because you can't. It gets no crazier than this. It can't get no crazier than this. Now, for all of you cats, I mean, even the younger generation, know about Tupac. You know what I mean? He was a revolutionist. His mother, he comes from nobility. His mom, I believe, was in the Black Panther fort. Obviously, so much transpired. There was a possibility she may have been on drugs for a little snippet part of her life. But very highly intelligent person, and so much going on. But at the same time, we pretty much knew what Tupac stood for because he was very expressive about it. You know what I mean? He very, very expressive about his beliefs and his understanding. He was who he was, and there's no shying away from that. Recently, Jada Pinkett Smith had went on social media and showed yet another exclusive poem that Tupac had wrote. Maybe to her or for her. His birthday, I think, he would have been 50. So his birthday was a day or two ago. And so, people are celebrating him and honoring him in some way, shape, or form. So now, in a time capsule, I believe this is the order that it happened in. Jada Pinkett Smith posted the poem. It was like, yeah, this is another poem that Tupac wrote that people never really knew about. And I don't know if you guys know the history. They went to school together. They grew up together. And they were like, they knew each other, I believe, since high school. If I'm correct, And people were in the comment section. This shit was funny. And it was like, this is a damn shame that Will Smith have to go through this all the time. And I'll read your comment. I'll read the response that he gave. This is hilarious. I gotta read the response. But before I get into that, Tupac Shakur's estate releases Pride collection to benefit the LGBTQ organization. Okay? So he is coming out with a Pride collection. This is his estate. The estate of the late Tupac Shakur. This is according to the Shade Room, is standing in solidarity with the LGBT community. And this Pride Month with the release of a new Pride collection, and the estate says all proceeds will go to organizations that serve the queer community. Okay? What the bummer cloud is going on? What do y'all think about that? Now, I went a step further to ask myself, who in the Bummerclad is controlling Tupac's estate? And according to Google, somebody by the name of Tom Whaley, who was a former chairman and CEO of the Warner Brothers, is handling his estate. Now, Tupac has a sister. Someone was kind enough to show me this, her social media handle, and I tried to do some more investigation there to see if she was tied to this estate and organization, and it don't seem like she is when I look on her Instagram. Now, Afena Shakur, Mother Goddess Afena Shakur, may she rest in peace, does have an organization, and that is what his sister seemed to be promoting for the most part. So, I mean, what do you guys think about that? Do you think that this is some shady stuff going on? A lot of people are in the shade room saying, listen, man, y'all know damn well Tupac would not been down with this. So, what do y'all feel? Do y'all feel like Tupac would have been down with this or not? You know, I do know that, he to my understanding, what do you think, Shaka? I mean, at the end of the day, Tupac loved everybody. You know, he was for everybody, but he was a revolutionist. What do you think about that? Because
he wouldn't have made it a point. Like, he wouldn't have went out his way. He respect everybody, but he's not going to go out of his way to just be like, oh, by the way, I support XYZ because, you know what I'm saying, if you know him, you know he respects all people. Mm-hmm. It's nothing that has to be said. It has to be some type of gain or some type of shock value that someone is looking for as his estate. Because this is not Tupac. This is his estate that's supporting it. So, what are we talking about, really?
Yo, so the Pride collection is a hoodie. Obviously, it has the rainbow colors on it, and it says changes, and it has Tupac on the bottom of it. And then the second, I think in the back of it, it has Tupac's face in the color. You see right here? Like, his face is in the Pride colors.
Right, so see, all you got to do is always follow the money. This is a way to keep money coming into his estate. So I guess his children, his family, can continue to eat. You know, but you know it's like you're reaching now. Come on now.
So let me read some of the comments to you guys that people are saying, and this is on his personal IG page. He has 6 million followers. Someone says, I won't lie, this ain't it. Another person just said, why? Somebody said, you will not ruin Pac like this. Someone says, you stop killing this man's legacy. 3 people said, no. Somebody said, hell no. Someone is saying what Shaka was saying, stop. Make money at the Pac, whatever. I don't know what they're trying to say. Someone said, what the hell is this? Someone said, I never thought I would hear Tupac and Pride in one sentence. But here we are. Congrats to the estate for milking Tupac in any way possible they could for a quick cash grab. So sad Afena passed away because now y'all just do whatever y'all please of doing. So, well, it's clear that this page isn't really about the Tupac legacy. I'll just keep bumping his music. This page always posts money-hungry bees, ignoring his legacy, focusing on nonsense. Someone said, y'all know Pac wouldn't support this, so stop using him for money. So it's clear Okay, somebody's saying because this was my investigation. I sure hope that Tom Wally, who is supposed to be as a possibility, he's a trustee for the estate. Tom Wally and Molly Monjaz did not approve of this. Molly knew that Pac and and this is definitely not it. Stop tarnishing Pac and Afina legacy. This was worse what DaCosta did. Take that down now. So what I'm trying to understand is when you Google who is in control of the estate, it says Tom Wally. So why would this person say that they did not approve of it? You know what I'm saying? So these are the things, these are the questions that we, if you would care to know about more about the story, that you gotta really ask yourself. It's a bittersweet situation, and this just reminds me of look at all that our ancestors have went through. And we're here right now in 2021 and we still don't even got it together financially. Economics is like so important and we just don't have it. Like, who is really in control of that and what is really going on? Tupac has a sister, and on her page there's a possibility that he have children. I think it was a great thing that if he do have children, that he, didn't really expose them at all or let them be seen and known so that they can live a good, okay life, although no matter what, the higher ups be knowing everything anyway. But at least they still, as far as the public and everybody knowing, they still get to live a okay life. So here's a fan who thinks differently. He said all these comments scream homophobia. Y'all need to stop using excuses of Pac's not supporting this to hide how homophobic you are. Tupac fought for equality for everyone's facing injustice and for that part of people that belong on social exclusions. You really don't know him and his heart on how kind of acceptive he was, yet you consider yourself to be a fans. That's the real disappointment and disrespect on his name. Came in the comment section as if this post supporting murder. Are you the ones that's going to tell these young kids that love and admire Pac that their idol wouldn't accept them for who they are? Educate yourselves. This is the 21st century, and stop being ignorant and help for a good cause and stop spreading hate.
Well, who knows?
And someone wrote, really? But did you see what he said about Drake, right? Okay, shut the hell up with your nonsense. You're not a Pac fan at all, because if you were, you wouldn't have wrote this. Someone wrote, not homophobia. All of you gay, queer, or LGBTQ people are so effing sensitive. Tupac wasn't gay. He wasn't a gay man, and he was against homosexuality. So why would they put his face on gay merch? This is disrespect as F. You ain't a fan. So, let us know what's going on. Now, this happens to be, I think the disrespect is even worse. This happens to be around Juneteenth. Although we can't focus on that anymore because that's commercialized. But everything starts to seem calculated. It's very strategic. And what's going on? What is the chat talking about?
You gotta really think about what's going on at the time, and with everything opening up, is certainly calculated to the point to where people want to make a splash and make sure that they're still relevant out here in these streets. When
do you think Tupac would have fell subject to that if that was him?
No, because Tupac would have more than likely been doing something different. Where it would have, that nobody would have really been coming to Tupac. Oh, do you support the LGBT?
He would have spit on them.
You know what I'm saying? He'd have been like, man, get the fuck out of here with that, man. You out of your, what the fuck you asking me about? when he was really addressing more serious topics, things that were more pressing to the community. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Come on. He probably would have slapped somebody. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all talking.
So let me
with the
read.
chat. Hold on, let me go into the chat real quick. Shout out to the chat.
Shout out to the chat.
Shout out to our moderators. Shout out to the co-host YG in the building. No. So
This seems weird.
everybody showing love. Everybody showing love. Byron says a new lie about freedom regarding the Juneteenth.
Okay.
Crazy World says all holidays are Wiz said Juneteenth is definitely a commercialized.
Okay, so it's commercialized. All right.
Right. So, Crazy World says all holidays are. You know what I mean?
So do you think that we can actually really honor something without it being commercialized and really taking it seriously and really honoring it? Or is just something that we have to do as a collective? Or is it something that we just have to do individually and not really praise it so that it can still keep its value?
Look, think about it like this. Back in the days, Black Solidarity Day, which came around in January.
What was that all about? As a kid, I don't remember. Black Solidarity Day.
Just, giving credence and being proud to be who you are, right?
So they don't celebrate that no more, obviously.
No, they don't even talk about it no more.
Wow, that's interesting.
You know what I'm saying? But it was one of those days that we as a people recognized and we felt proud to. We would take off work, take out of school, all kind of stuff. Like, listen, we ain't about all that.
Oh, wow, y'all would take out of school?
Yeah, niggas was taking out of school and all that.
And I dare you mark me absent.
They never talked about making that a holiday because the government and corporations could not make money off of it.
Okay.
These holidays are designed for a reason. Valentine's Day is because,
well, we know the obvious with those things, but I'm talking about this is Juneteenth. This holds some weight. You know what I mean?
Well,
this is Juneteenth.
Juneteenth is a little different because down in the South, it was like Black Solidarity Day. It's the same thing. They didn't care about how anybody else felt about it. It was a day that they recognized and they, express their their gratitude for the situation and becoming
our true freedom, right? Our real freedom. So that's the thing. This is an actual day where certain things took place, and it's just really sad that now again this is going to be a money making holiday. So it's like, and it's, when I say money making, if it was coming to us, the people, and only us, it might not be so bad. But it's obviously the higher ups are going to capitalize off of it, and not us. Well, that's a problem.
It would come to us if we had something, if we controlled something. We don't control no industry. We don't control no gross domestic product.
How can Tupac pass away?
None of that. So
how can Tupac be so intelligent, pass away, and all of a sudden, his estate is being controlled, and it don't look right. But let me read something that someone wrote about Juneteenth. He said, white folks getting paid holidays for Juneteenth is an insult. Make their asses work that day for free. What do y'all think about that?
Well, Crazy World said that, big businesses don't always, big businesses don't only eat on these holidays. Small businesses do too. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing.
And that's the real reality of it, because I know I'm a capitalizer.
Come out to events like the 2021 Juneteenth pop-up expo, where you can be a vendor, where you can be around your people, you can do commerce, have people patronize your product and get it out there. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that's lightweight though. The big companies, these big corporations, they're gonna really get the bread. You know what I'm saying? And that still rubbed me the wrong way. Yeah, I'm happy that our local, vendors and certain people are gonna make some money, but it's never going to be in comparison. It's never going to be. I'm not trying to restrict restrict our ability to become the greatest, but I'm just saying that what is the probability of us ranking in millions from Juneteenth like these big corporations are? You know what I'm saying?
No.
I feel like we shouldn't be just working just to keep our head above water with our own holiday. We should be getting in the millions.
We got to support one another. We can do that.
Man, listen.
We have to support one another's business and industry.
Did you not hear Tupac's estate is being controlled by who God knows who, making decisions that the whole world knows Tupac would not have agreed to?
But nobody knows what Tupac's circumstances was contractually when he died.
This is true.
Those things happen because people are in control. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was in control of that man's career or guiding it a certain way. It wasn't no black person. I know that for a fact.
I'm pretty sure his mother had to fight tooth and nail to get control. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you guys know that he had a sister? Mm-hmm. Were y'all aware of it?
I knew that.
Was her during his career or any time in his life? Did you guys ever see his sister? She was never shown at all.
He didn't want her out there like that. He was trying to protect her. He was the front runner for the family. He knew his aunt is out there in Cuba in exile. His mom's is, out here trying to do what she do.
But being that his mom was already out, he did show her a little bit because she was already out there.
Yeah, she showed him.
I can't believe he had a sick, because she's like off the grid. But I'm going to give y'all her social media handle. So, oh man, look just like the mother. So, does he have children? Do anyone know if he have children? Because on his social media handle, she was writing a letter to her mother, or writing to her mother and said, I really miss you so much. But she was just giving her update on how her children were doing, and she wrote, Pac's children are fine.
So then that would stand to say that he possibly has children. Is she saying it?
But she didn't say Tupac, she said Pac. I just want to make sure. But what is the chat talking about? I want to be very clear on that. Okay, wait. Before you do that, my apologies. I was supposed to read this letter that Will Smith wrote. So once again, Jada Pinkett mysteriously got another letter, the poem that Tupac wrote, and she decided to put it out because his birthday just passed. And Will Smith, somebody said this is a shame, like how she's embarrassing Will Smith as usual. Will Smith commented and said, Will Smith said, is a multi-millionaire still losing the affection of his wife to a man who died 25 years ago? So I'm like, yo, why would he even write something like that? So, obviously Jada, has some sort of I want to say obsession.
It's clear, yeah, well that's more than likely, but it's clear that even with that, there is some turbulence going on in the Pinkett Smith household. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have kept his he could have kept his thoughts to himself. You know?
I think he's being sarcastic. I think
Right,
that
he's
maybe
being sarcastic, but he is still addressing it. So he's giving it life by addressing it. If he don't say nothing, then it's just her words and they just go off into the ethers. But because he addresses it and had to say $1 million man,
multi-million.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So he's calculating this through his words. Mm-hmm. He's calculating his words with that post. It's no question that he's, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to like he's trying to galvanize people who support him.
So what the chat is talking about, because I got to speak on this Fire Fauci Act. We got to talk about this.
All right. Crazy World said weekend all own profits. They even call him Malcolm X gay.
Wow.
And he said if he was gay, he would have messed with Barry Gordy, but he blew him up.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Then Morse says Pac wasn't down with that nonsense. He was talking that Illuminati. Damn, I'm all tongue tied. He was talking that you know what I mean. Illuminati. Damn. Yeah, so vendors eat. We kind of addressed that. You know, all nations of vendors. Yep. Big facts. People from around the world are really getting fat off of us big time. Well, whose fault is that? You know what I'm saying? Niggas is getting fat off of us, and we out here shooting each other. Whose fault is that? You know what I'm saying? We out here beefing with each other, acting all crazy.
Man and woman,
you know?
I'm included.
You know, all kind of craziness.
Thank you for coming, everyone.
Well, let's go on to the next story. So it's like, okay. All right.
We just forgot there was something going on in here.
Has anyone heard about the Fire Fauci Act? If you haven't heard about it, you're about to hear about it. This is allegedly, and this is for entertainment purposes only. So let's listen to this.
The American people have endured terrible things over the past year due to the shutdowns from COVID-19. And I'm very proud to sponsor the Fire Fauci Act, and I'm grateful to my colleagues here for co-sponsoring this bill because the American people deserve answers. The Fire Fauci Act will bring Dr. Fauci's salary down to zero and also will require the Senate to confirm someone to fill his position. You see, Dr. Fauci was not elected by the American people. He was not chosen to guide our economy. He was not chosen to rule over parents and their children's education. But yet, Dr. Fauci very much controlled our lives for the past year. Dr. Fauci, there is a lot of information that needs to come out on him. And as you all have seen with the emails that came out, that he owes the American people a lot of answers, but he also owes the world a lot of answers. These are emails that are very important that you all need to make sure that you're sharing with the public because the public has suffered greatly. Businesses have closed, small businesses have suffered. People have truly been depressed. Health consequences. People have died alone in hospitals and nursing homes. Children's education has been delayed by a year. And then we even witness suicide numbers going up, not in just adults, but young people, people in college, children in high school, children in middle school, and even younger. This isn't how our country was set up, and this is not how people should be governed. But yet it's Dr. Fauci, and through his advice that constantly changed, that is how things happened. You see, there's a lot of evidence, and answers need to be found, and answers need to be given. And the American people deserve the answers, and accountability should be held for Dr. Fauci and all of those involved. And if American tax dollars went to the Wuhan lab and indeed funded this virus, which it's very clearly coming out that this is very much a man-made virus in a lab that has sickened the world and caused people to die. You see, people are really tired of there never being anyone held accountable, never anyone being fired. And that's why it's time to fire Dr. Anthony Fauci and give answers to the American people who, I mind you, this is the government that should be.
So, that was just a little short clip. We didn't want to get into all of it, but they trying to make sure that their goal is to not pay him. There's substantial evidence that shows, according to them, this is for entertainment purposes only, that there's evidence that shows that, hey, this guy clearly, obviously was funding these people. This virus clearly was man-made, and check this out. We're gonna definitely need some answers from you ASAP. And until you give us some concrete information, you get zero money. All right? That's how that's going to go. Since you decided to go and fund these people over here for whatever research you decided you wanted to do, okay, that's fine. But guess what? You got to go to zero. Now you got to go to zero. And, I've always been told from my father, you hit him in the pockets, you got him. So, Fauci going to have to start speaking up. So, what are your sentiments about that? Do y'all think that's even realistic? Do you think they playing around with us again? Stop. Go. Do you think they're playing around with us again? Do you think this is another little psyop to make us feel good? Do you think that the Trump administration was behind this? What are your sentiments about it? Because it's the real deal. And she's right. Who the hell put Fauci in position in the first place? People tend to forget. We the people are the people that put these people in place.
And he's not like an elected official. Like, he's not someone who took an oath or anything like that. He's somebody that works for an organization that's contracting with the corporation and supposedly trying to help them do whatever it is they claim that they doing or whatever. But it's clear, based off of these emails, that nigga's a fraud.
Yeah, they claim they got some emails. They
got 3,000 of them.
Enough to start this, this little campaign on getting him to speak up. So, I know how y'all do.
He about to get that smoke.
The chat is saying something.
He about to get that smoke, so it don't even matter.
Well, what are they talking about right now?
What's being said in the chat right now? Said we feed. Will said we feed the world. Dr. Fauci. He falsing.
Like
Dr. Falson.
Mm-hmm.
Is possibly the son of one of the biggest child. Is possibly the son of one of the biggest child traffickers in history of the world, Mother Teresa.
Wow.
Crazy World says, I think the government lets him know what to talk about and how much to say. And Wiz says he's put in place by the cabal, allegedly. You know, these are things these are things that is going on, and we gotta find out the bigger story as it speaks to that situation. So it's out there, it's out there. If y'all want to call in and chime in and give y'all y'all 2 cents, you can. The call in number is 646-776-3818. 646-776-3818. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to talk about, we can go into it and chop it up on some things. Now, since we are on matters of somebody's heart, we can absolutely.
So this is to my New Yorkers. I know we go into the blogs and we hear all kind of stuff. I did hear Como, although there's nothing, this is what Fauci did, right? This is for entertainment purposes only. But, they was sending us in a spiral. It was just a big contradiction. 1 minute do this, 1 minute don't do this, 1 minute wear masks, next minute wear 2 masks, next minute don't. 1 minute we're lifted, 1 minute we're not. Now, all of a sudden, once again, Rona done left. I'm actually starting to see fuck cancer signs up again. I'm starting to see. Right, I'm starting to see
back to your regularly scheduled illnesses.
Right, like we did. So I'm seeing the women with their breasts cut off say I'm a cancer survivor. Now I haven't seen this in 2 years now, but now it's coming back up. My kidneys hurt. My balls is itching.
Yeah, now niggas is catching the flu. The flu is like, come on, don't forget about me.
I'm sick of it. So now all of these things are happening, right? We're back to normal. So I just want to this I'm reading, right? Although it's for education, although it's with the governor.ny.gov. This is a government website, but it's still for
information
only.
Educational purposes. Do your own research.
Do your own research. We're gonna start saying, do your own research. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. We gotta get these t-shirts popping for real.
We gotta be extra cryptic so we can play by the rules and continue to bring y'all exquisite content.
We don't want to breach a community contract with YouTube, rules and guidelines. So anyway, according to Governor Andrew Cuomo, today announced that COVID-19 restrictions are lifted immediately as 70% of New Yorkers aged 18 or older have received the first dose of COVID-19 vaccination series. So my thing to y'all is, I'm going to just keep it 100. I'm just playing around. It's just a game. But, I don't believe those numbers are what they really are. I really feel like they, once again, PSYOP, tampering with these numbers, talking about 70% got vaccine. Although my New Yorkers are bugging out here, I've spoken to more people who's like, F that, than more people that's with that. The only people that seems to be really in deep trance is the medical workers. Like, what my cardiovascular doctor told me, I was like, you gotta be dumb. She was like, I took the vaccine even when there was no studies, because if you seen what I seen, it was horrifying. I asked her, what did she see? She hasn't told me as of yet. Anyway, New Yorkers, you want to say something, God?
No, go ahead.
Okay. The state's health guidance and New York forward industry specific guidelines, including social gathering limits, capacity restrictions, social distancing, cleaning and disinfections, health screening, and contact information for tracing are now optional. Listen to this. Are now optional for retail, food, services, offices, gyms, and fitness centers, amusement and family entertainment, hair salons, barbershops, personal care services, among other commercial settings. So once again, 70% of New Yorkers ages 18 or older have received the first dose of COVID-19 vaccine series. The state health guideline in New York forward industry-specific guidelines, including social gathering limits, capacity restrictions, social distancing, cleaning and disinfection, health screening, and contact information for tracing. No more contact tracings are now optional. It's optional for the retail. So if you walking in a retail store and they on some BS, you know it's them. All right? Food, services, offices, gym, etc. It says unvaccinated individuals must continue to be responsible for wearing masks in accordance with the federal CDC guidelines. Right? Not New York. Now all of a sudden, 1 minute New York is going to do their own thing and disregard what the CDC say, and the next minute you got to follow their guidelines. This is the discrepancy that's been happening. What's going on, God? Why are you playing that? Consistent with the state's implementation of the recent CDC guidance, masks are still required for unvaccinated individuals. Further, the state health guidelines continue to be effective of large-scale indoor event venues, pre-K to 12 schools, public transit, homeless shelters, and correctional facilities, nursing homes, and healthcare settings per CDC guidelines. What New York has done is extraordinary, and not only do we have the lowest COVID positivity, although it was the highest when it first started, rate in the United States of America, we have hit 70% vaccination ahead of schedule. We successfully deployed the weapons that will win the war, and New York led the nation. Yeah. So basically, I'm not going to get into all of that because they go on and 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 on. But that's where we're at right now for those people who was like, no, yes, no, yes. Some BS, you guys. It's all BS. And I'm so disappointed in, the people. I'm so disappointed in the so-called Americans that fell for this stuff. Now we back to normal all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? You got X amount of people coming in, and when we were saying this is all a setup, it was nothing. Now I predict, and as many do predict, that there's going to be a lot of sick people. You don't know the long-term effect of those vaccines, and you got parents who literally gave their children as guinea pigs, and now they're talking about vaccinating the children in the schools and all this bullcrap. They have right now, as we say, 3 stations and 3 different schools to take the vaccines for children. And most of the people who did take it outside of the medical field, because the medical field just getting pressured like, y'all better take it or you ain't gonna have no job. But outside of that, they're like, well, we want to go back to normal. We want to do things. We want to do that. So it wasn't like they made a sound decision. A lot of people didn't make a decision because of their health, right? They made it because they just want to be able to travel. Or, and that's about it. I don't even want to say because of their job, So that's where we're at with it. What is the chat talking about? Because we're not going to stay too long. We started super, 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 super late. There's some more information that I did want to give to you guys. But, we're going to have to do it on Thursday. Because you're just not going to believe it. It just gets worse, worse, and worse, and worse, and worse. What is the chat talking about?
J-Bay said it's all going because the people are going with it. And don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And tell a friend to subscribe. We're not even playing with you with this. You better do it, or we're going to come knocking on your door with them dudes giving you the slabber jab, and we're going to tie you down, and we're going to give you that slabber jab. So play nice. And while you're at it, talk to me nice. Alright? So, that's what's going on right now. The funny thing that I do want to mention is that, one, I'm looking and I'm noticing that there are a lot of buildings in the District of Columbia that are closed. there are a lot of buildings that are just closed.
Wow, word.
You know what I'm saying? Now check this out. Let me see if I can get back to it. And then y'all.
All right, this is the following. The buildings that are closed in Washington, D.C. United States Capitol and the House and Senate office buildings. All buildings closed for public tours are suspended until further notice. Library of Congress closed to the public, suspended until further notice. White House, call 202-456-7041 for any type of update. FBI building, closed to the public, suspended until further notice. Bureau of Engraving and Printing, building closed. All tours suspended until further notice.
Is that the mint that you're talking about, engraving?
Yes.
So, you know, these buildings are closed. You can't go in them. You know, and that goes along with the fact that they still almost, you know, what we going on almost a year since they put that that gate around the Capitol. And, you know, if you look online, you'll notice that there's really not a lot of activity going on in there. And with all of that going down, it's a wonder when they have these conferences and all these discussions and, you know, talking on the news and everything. Where they doing this from?
What did you right? And then you.
I'm gonna just leave it at that.
They're talking about Trump is gonna surface and he's going to
You know, this is.
He's gonna come back in September. I don't know what's going on, but it's it's all calculated and it's very interesting. This is a very weird time. Like I said, a lot of people say, "Oh, the information was always in front of us." We would, we weren't just conscious enough to see it. But, this is a little bit different. These offices are not operating. People are physically going to them. There is no one there. A lot of things are going on, and it's weird as hell.
Now,
it's weird as
you know what else is weird as hell, y'all? How your man Cuba Gooding Jr. got over 30 women allegedly given accusations of some type of improper conduct, but he also got six counts.
6 counts of what?
Of misconduct, and that's not alleged.
Here is
these dudes out there acting like they can just grab and go.
Here's my thought process. When some allegation to that magnitude happens simultaneously, I start to say, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to get a TV show? Are they trying to buy some land? Something major is happening, and they're trying to do something. Are they trying to get their own network? That's my new thought process when something of that magnitude happens like that. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm thinking now. Just like with this, Jada thing, everything is calculated with these people. These people will do whatever they have to do for clout. These people are obliged to do certain things. Some people just love the fame and popularity and want to be the man or woman. Some people honestly just want to look, earnings, a good life. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things. But when these allegations start to come out with these men and women, I start to think they're trying to do something and they're getting ready to tarnish their name. Dave Chappelle said it so eloquently, man. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do what they say, as soon as you get off that plane, You everybody's crackhead. You everything. Paparazzi's right in your face. Is a wrap. Just like what's it, John Legend's wife, a fucking asshole. And I bet you she's never gonna get in trouble. She's been a bully. She's been saying crazy stuff, telling a teen go kill yourself. And once again, she said, you know, what is the most sexual? Somebody asked, what is the most sexual thing you've ever done with your husband? And she turned around and said, remember that thing with Obama? Remember her husband looking at her like she crazy? So those type of people are always going to get some clout. You know, she had, you know, she's never going to really be in trouble or step down from her position because, hey, you know, she's doing what the masses told her to do. It's always going to be an interesting time.
Massa say jump, and she says, how high, Massa?
Right. You know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
So anyway.
Yeah, these cats is out here, you know, grabbing ass and taking names and all that. You know what I'm saying?
He said grabbing ass and taking names. But the thing is, why do all of these females come all at once? That's not suspect to you? All at once. Now, don't get me wrong. It only takes one person, and then, you know, to start something, and then people jump on board, right? I get it. But, you know, it's just weird how every time when it comes to these type of allegations, women come out the woodwork. I do feel like, you know, sometimes maybe one or two women may have had a certain encounter with the man, and then like that's one or two out of 80, and the rest of them, they just say, you know what, I might as well jump on this paddy wagon because I was in a room with him at one time, and I can probably get paid. This is my thought process at this point, because you guys had every ample opportunity to come forth and you know, say what you have to say, and then you wait till a movement happens. Very interesting. You know, T.I. and Tiny situation. I mean, everyone knows that, you know, they enjoy other women in their bed. They pay for it. These women will give themselves to them with no hesitation and no problem at all. None whatsoever. They do probably have in the back of their mind that, you know, listen, I can get famous, you know, being around them or whatever. They feel they have in their preconceived minds or whatever. But at the end of the day, when they find out that, hey, it's not going to go any further outside of you opening your legs, now you feel some type of way. No, things don't go like that. You know what I mean? Of course, you're going to have to sign non-disclosures and things like that, because these people have to make sure that they keep getting the money, and they're not going to allow anyone to come in and disrupt that. It's just not going to happen. Oh, your boy Kwame Brown. If there's any man I like listening to, is that brother right there. I suggest you guys go on his page, because he be speaking that truth. Him and I don't know if you guys know, but Dr. Boyce Watkins, supposed to be a doctor who is in the conscious community, has said some the weirdest shit ever. Dr. Boyce Watkins just pretty much confirmed that the white men control you and you have to do what they say. He came for Kwame just like how Charlemagne did, and Kwame shut his ass down to the point where he took the that Dr. Boyce Watkins took the video down, but Kwame still, you know, he's still at it. He's trying to get his coins, you know, by posting videos and doing what he got to do. Like he said, y'all gave me clout, you know, but the truth that this man speaks, he speaks about the melanated woman being used. He speaks about how these brothers are always, you know, down in each other, and he coming for Dr. Boyce Watkins' head. All right, I mean, it's real out here. He done pulled his coattail a couple of times, and it ain't nice. Now you have every mayor and governor in every state, every county, capitalizing off this Juneteenth. It's a new movement, and I just want to tell you guys, don't fall for the okie doke. Forget that, man. Forget that Juneteenth stuff. It's no longer ours. Leave it alone. It is what it is. Forget it. All right. What the chat talking about?
J Bay says, "Oh my God, if you want to travel, you are definitely brainwashed. While the elderly and even younger are dying, literally 2 weeks after the jab. Personal experience. I know 6 people in the last week. Why is this not alarming? You know what's crazy too? What's alarming to me?
What?
How you can have like 60 people getting shot down south. 60 shootings. I think over a 2-day period or a 2-week period. Don't quote me on that. But none of this is being reported. Not one incidence of these 60 people getting shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, who is the authority of what is deemed newsworthy? You know what I'm saying? I understand that there's so much going on, you can't report on all of it.
Right.
But there's some things that absolutely requires our attention. And again, when our young people or when people in general are succumbing to incidences by getting shot, that's something we need to keep, an eye on and keep awareness of. You know what I mean? Because people are dealing with things through violence. I mean, a person can step on your shoe, it can go down, you can spill something, you can bump into something.
A lot of Amber Alerts.
You got these Amber Alerts because think about it now. We got certain people in control of what's going on with the corporation around this around this country. So it's almost like back to business. So they back to trying to get, some things going, I'll leave it at that. And the only way they can do that is by doing some things. Not saying that they are, but I don't believe in coincidences.
Did anyone see Bill Gates walking around with titties? Do you think that picture was photoshopped? I mean, like, it just amazed me.
They got the man boobs. That nigga got, you know what I'm saying? His chest is up there. His chest is on fleek.
I was walking down the block today, and my young goddess asked me, what did a flyer say that was posted up on the gate, on the pharmacy gate? And I said, well, this person is running for council and asking people to vote. And she says, oh yeah, just like the president, the president and his wife, they look just alike. And I'm like, well, his wife, she kept insisting that, trying to get me to remember what president who has a wife and they look just alike. She was like, yeah, his wife, she looks like they look just alike. I said, well, do she look like a man? She said, yeah. So I said, the Clintons? She was like, no. I said, George Bush? She said, no. I was like, Trump? She was like, no. I said, Obama? She said, yeah. I was like, what? His wife looked like him? She's like, yeah. Nana, I was like, yeah, they look just alike. I was like, oh man, you can't, children, they're always going to tell the truth. So in her eyes, that's what it is. But you can't make this up. Like, a lot is transpiring, a lot is going on, and to be honest with you, we are going to have a big banger again, and it's not going to be good. It's going to be, if we thought this was worse, wait till the next 3 years, what happens again? Like, it's going to be a tug of war for a while, and we're going to go through these last shockers, and then, whoever survives. Bottom line, that's what it is. So we have to just stay focused on our health, I'm taking my blood work, doing all kind of stuff right now to make sure that my kidneys and my lungs and everything is functioning well. Taking these herbs and just bringing things to the next level because this government has been playing with us, and it comes to the point where they're going to tell us what they want and laugh right in our face, because most are going to believe it, although information tells you otherwise. We've already proven, even in science, they have ghostwriters. When they go and have these meetings about certain medicines and conditions and science, that's science based, that's supposed to be helping us out in the medical world, they are actually altering that information. And not only that, they're not even reporting the opposing side. So you mean to tell me for the last few fucking decades everybody agree with everything that's put out in science? Man, listen, this is how y'all know this is psyop. And it just really hurts me that everybody fall for it. And so then what they try to do to give a rebuttal when you try to bring this up to people, they'll go, so you don't believe in science? No, I don't believe in the fake science that they talking about. I am walking science. Of course I believe in science. Of course science exists. But what they're doing is not science. That's what I don't believe in. That fake shit. So anyway, I don't know. We're gonna leave this to an open forum because after this, it is what it is. Y'all already know how we give it up on House of Harlem Studio. We do not be playing in here with this information. Yeah, we do get a lot of backlash, but then we also get a lot of support and understanding. So we appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming on and chopping it up with us, because you keep my mind sane when having these conversations, and that's the bottom line. What is the chat talking about?
Okay, J-Bed says over the last 2 weeks, this is a chemotherapy drug. Please don't take it.
What?
She says it's designed for HIV, AIDS, and cancer patients.
Is she talking about the slabber jabber?
I believe so.
Okay.
So it's very unique, and it's probably not for you.
Right. It's not for you. Don't take it.
Keep in mind, something like this could happen to you. You know what I'm saying? According to the internet.
Go ahead.
A woman goes berserk and punches McDonald's employees because they wouldn't mix her slushy flavors. She goes in there and starts punching people because of that.
Why did you? Go ahead.
So, a woman.
He said, if hoes mad, I fight bitches too, was a person.
You can't
agreeing with him before, now he not.
Yeah.
That's why
It says a woman went berserk and became violent Monday morning after a McDonald's manager told her she could not mix her slushy flavors. You could get one flavor or the other. You can't mix them. According to the witness, who took video of the fight, 44-year-old, whatever this girl name is, became enraged after McDonald's employees told her they would not mix her slushies. How dare they? You know what I'm saying? I heard her ask for a slushie with all three flavors mixed into one. The witness told the news station, whereupon the manager informed her they could not do that. And she became increasingly irritated and combative and decided that she would go behind the counter and fix her own drink. It's like, oh, y'all ain't gonna do that? All right, I got this. I'll do this myself. She went behind the counter and punched one of the female employees. Another female employee tried to defend her co-worker and shouted, "Don't touch my boss." At one point, one of the McDonald's employees pinned the woman to the ground and repeatedly punched her in the head. Police officers arrived and arrested the woman, and she was charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor assault. Could you please mix my slushy flavors, please? I mean, if you do that, I'll be nice. I won't go behind the counter and start giving everybody free Beats by Dre's up all upside the head. This is what happens when you start vibrating very, very low. You start vibrating very low, you're going to be susceptible to doing something like this or witnessing something like this. So just keep in mind that we want to keep things on a positive, keep your energy high, keep your intentions constant, make sure your health is your wealth, and you'll be alright. J Bay says causes low white blood count that make you more sick. Low your 1 platelets that causes bleeding, causes inflammation of the heart and heart attacks. A 15-year-old recently dies of a heart attack and one other of a stroke. Basically unheard of before now. Yeah, she's down with that zombie apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? So it's going down, and
the zombie is going down.
So y'all better be careful out there, y'all. Y'all better be careful.
Watch your back. And remember, it's real. It is real, because what site was it on? For entertainment purposes, it was on the CDC website on how to what? Handle the zombies.
Yeah. So
you can't make this up. It seems so surreal. Like you can't make it up. You just can't.
Yeah. It's all kind of stuff, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know exactly what it is. Now, the funny thing is, in other news, your man Boosie, Lil Boosie, ready to box Mark Zuckerberg for taking food out of his children's mouth and deleting his Instagram account. It says Boosie Badass wants to step into the ring with Mark Zuckerberg. The Louisiana rapper has had Zuckerberg in his sights for some time now, blaming the social media millionaire.
Listen, man, that was old news. It's not even worth reading.
Yeah, just blaming him for, whatever happened and everything. But it's, again, his page is back on now?
Yeah, no. Been on. That's what I told you, never really read it. But he's just speaking about it now.
No, he's saying he wants to box him now. We spoke on it before.
But to box him for something that happened 2 years ago?
No, he might have made a new page. They never reinstated his old page.
Well, whatever it is,
they never did that.
Page,
and he had
everybody follow. Every damn body who wanted to see stupidness is still following him. So he good. Anyhow, we gotta end this. One or two long.
All right. For our moderators, we want to shout y'all out. For the co-host YG, and for the hostess with the mostest, the goddess Kia L. We appreciate y'all for coming on. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna get this little engine that could and would back to the status that it's supposed to be, blasting off every Thursday, here at the House of Harlem Studios. This is House of Harlem TV on House of Harlem Media. How you like that? You feel me?
Yo, that was a good one.
You know what I mean? So, stay tuned, stay woke, and stay aware out here in these streets, and we'll be back at y'all. Make sure you hit the bell to notify when we go live or when we post stuff up. For everybody that knows, y'all part of the team. So, we're gonna be putting some of the old shows back up on this new channel. So, we're gonna put some of the old classics. We're gonna lace all of our interviews with all of our esteemed guests, and we're gonna make sure we put that stuff up. So it's still available. So I want to give a big shout out to all the guests that we have had the pleasure of interviewing, and I also want to give a shout out to all the future guests that we will be interviewing. You dig what I'm saying? So
Some people coming on.
yeah. So on that note, stay tuned, stay aware, and stay blessed. No, don't stay blessed. Stay focused.
Yeah.
Stay focused out here and stay healthy. And we'll see y'all on the next stream. Peace to the gods.